try to do news reporting and government accountability, so I'd rather talk to a complete stranger that I just ran into than go talk to the government.
Well, I just came back from Guam.
Guam?
Yeah. I spent months over there, but the thing that even the white guys, the Filipinos hate if you're Mexican, Spanish, white or black, they hate you.
The Philippines hate them?
Yeah. All they want to do is they want the guys to come over and bang them so they can get kids to come into America.
Wow, okay.
But they're at every military base, Navy base. They have a whole system, and that's what pissed them off. They got mad at me about, because I found out their system, and they didn't like it. They do 20 years in the Navy. They get their benefits. They roll over to MSC, which has been around since 1930. They do 20 years in MSC. They've got aunts and relatives scattered all over the United States. They come in, they basically hang out in California, Las Vegas, and Norfolk, Virginia.
Okay.
In the Navy base. They go over there, they hang out there, they get infused into MSC and do 20 over there, and then, like they said, then when they get ready to retire from MSC, they hightail it back to the Philippines, and every Filipino male and female I've ever talked to, and a lot of them get mad because they said, I got into 3 fights and I was 64 years old.
Whoa.
And I kicked about 8 guys' ass because it was 8 o'clock muster. The colors, there were screaming colors, there was national anthems going off, and all 8 of them surrounded me and said, I hate the effing American flag. I hate the American people. I didn't even wait for the third hate.
Wow.
I kicked him in the 50-yard line with steel-toed boots.
Whoa, that don't feel good.
I throat chopped the other 4 so hard, I think the guy couldn't speak for a month. One guy was sleeping, he was the captain's pet. I said, I don't care. And they said, well, we're going to see to it that we get you fired. You know, I said, bring it on. I've got 4 relatives right now that work for NCIS in DC, and the other 4 work at the Pentagon.
What did you say they did the MSC earlier?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
It's on Facebook. You can look it up.
I'll look it up.
It's Military Sea Lift Command. They've been around since 1930. And what they do is they haul supplies out at sea for NATO ships as well as the U.S. Navy ships. Oh, on top of that, the Filipinos, every time we would go into Olongapo PI, which is the old Navy base that we built, guess who owns it now? The
China?
Chinese.
That was my guess, I swear. China. I was saying it at the same time.
They sold all the rights to China. They're renting it to China, and they now own it. But when we used to go into the base there, they sold. They've taken over $100 billion. They've stolen over $100 billion. And the captain used to. We were in Japan, and then one of the ship's captains says we didn't get our supplies. I'm like, oh, I know where it is. I know where. Oh, pick me. And he goes, how do you know? I said, because I saw it go down in tri-walls. I mean, they took everything from A to Z. So I said, you know, out of the 100% of the stuff you're supposed to get, you got about 4%. My nephew was an officer.
Where's the rest of it going?
To the Philippines.
They stolen in essence? Stolen, yeah.
People and
wow.
Then the Chinese were paying them, and I'm like, well, I'll be damned. They're stealing our shit, and they're giving it to the Chinese, which are giving them money. And I told somebody, I said, if the American people were to know about this, they would shed a battleship.
Wow.
So you have a good week.
Hey, you too. Thank you for the story. Very interesting and something for me to reflect on respectively. Respectfully. Thank you.
All right, you have a good week.
You too. Hey, sir. How you doing? I was out here letting people know that government weaponization is real, and it's not just at the federal level. We have it here in Delhi. You have a good day. And that was all my opinion. Put in that disclaimer. I don't know if it's needed, but I try to put that in there just for clarity, because I'm a communicative guy. I'm an open dialogue guy. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap it up. I think I'll go home and look up some of what that guy was talking about. But I don't know if you heard at the end, he's just giving one example where 90%, now I'm not even focused on who stole it or why. 90% of that particular shipment was stolen. He looked like he could tell stories all day. And that's a good place to end. I can walk away on that knowing, hey, one, I got a little bit of education, a little bit of homework to do. And two, I probably just ran into like, I probably ran into like at least 2 war heroes today. It's kind of how I feel. I think probably more than that, but it's kind of how I feel, like I ran into 2 war heroes today that I don't run into every day. All right, it's gonna be a wrap.